Max Meier, and I was born in Attica, Iowa, on October 22nd, 1932. I've often said that my year in Vietnam was my best year of my ministry and my worst year. It was my best year because people were concerned about things that were religious and their relationship to God. It was my worst because I was away from my family and I didn't like being shot at. My job was mainly to give pastoral care to people in the division artillery. Most of the time they were scattered in about 13 different areas. I had to fly every place. I was one of the few chaplains that didn't even have a Jeep assigned to them, but with the air cav, every place I went, it wasn't safe to travel. I was a chaplain, I didn't carry a weapon, so I had to depend upon everyone else to protect me. One day I had to cover for the infantry in one place, and the pilot had let me down in a bomb crater because of the jungle around. He couldn't land all the way, so I had to crawl out on the skid and drop down, and he took off, and then by radio called him later. And he came back and he picked me up, and I had to crawl back in again, and he says, "I'm teaching you how to fly." And I says, "Well, fine, but why?" And he says, "Well, you go to all these crazy places." And he says, "If I get shot, I want someone to be able to get me back." We passed out little crosses, and they'd have them on their dog tag chain. I don't know, I passed out hundreds of them during the time I was over there. And one day I went out to one of the LZs that had just taken a big hit the night before. And I hadn't been off the helicopter only, maybe 15, 20 feet, and this young trooper came rushing up and says, "Do you have any crosses?" And I says, "No." And he says, "Well, mine got blown off last night." And he says, "I need a cross." I says, "Well, I can give you the one I have on mine." "Oh, can I have it?" And gave it to him because it was their symbol of God was with them and watching over them. You can't tell people that they're going to make it, but you have to say you can't live with fear all your life. You have to live as if you're going to make it, because fear could just tear you apart. And so you take precautions, you do what you can. That's where I think their prayers and faith in God helped.